Alright, what's going on YouTube? My name is Josh, and welcome to my very first ever YouTube video. This is Yo Dare Bricks. Alright, so first off, a little bit about myself. I love Lego. I have been a Lego fan and have been building Lego since I was roughly 3 or 4 years old, whether that comes to Duplo pieces, whether that comes to the Lego sets that I begged my mom at the store for when I was a kid, whether that's the magazines that I spent hours gazing through as a child, or all the pieces that I just put all together and made one giant custom build out of. Lego has always been my passion. And all through my childhood of building Lego, I always had a vision that I knew I wanted to build gigantic set pieces, giant mocks of some of my favorite games and TV series, movie series. And what I have for you today is my very first ever massive scale Lego mock, which will be the beginning of a brand new extensive series of mocks that I plan on building for over the next few years. And that is Call of Duty Zombies. And with the very first map in my Lego Call of Duty Zombies series, we have Black Ops 6's DLC 1, Citadelle Des Morts. Now immediately, I know, you're probably wondering, why would he choose a modern zombies map for his first Lego mock? And really, this doesn't come down to anything more than timing. In 2024, I had really just gotten back into doing custom Lego mocks. I had taken quite a few years off, but I had done 2 other mocks earlier in the year. And then in December, they teased Citadel. And I'm not going to lie, the nostalgia rush, it definitely hit. From Black Ops 3, from Horizon Drac, it got me. And you might be asking me, why have I not already done a Horizon Drac, an Origins, a Mob of the Dead? And really, it just comes down to resources for the time being. As you can see, Citadel is perfectly sitting on this 6-foot white plastic table. And that is something that really wouldn't have been possible with something especially like an Origins, like a Mob of the Dead, like a Shadows of Evil. So really, it was the fact that there was the perfect nostalgia with the castle layout. I am a huge Lego castle fan too, which really helped. And just the fact that this layout was so accessible and so convenient to do at this scale. And speaking of scale, I guess you're probably wondering, just how big is this castle? Citadel is roughly 17 to 20,000 Lego pieces. I do not have an exact count. But she is 33 inches wide by 5 feet long by 26 inches tall at the tip of the tallest tower. This build started just 2 weeks after the launch of Citadelle Des Morts, and it took me roughly a year and a month to build, mind you. This was mainly work done on weekends or anytime I had free time, which, sometimes I did not have the time. So really, we don't have a true estimate as to how long this took. All right, now getting into the build itself. First off, no, we do not have the entirety of the village/spawn area included as a part of this map. And that is simply because this build would have been about 9 feet long if it was all there. But what we do have is nearly every single playable area inside the castle. The only areas that you will not find here are the Owl's Study, which I actually did include, but it is in a completely separate location, and you can't even tell that's really what this area is. And also the secret cavern tunnels that Franco is hiding in that you can enter and kill him during the Maya side Easter egg, which is during the main Easter egg. Other than that, everything is here, tried and true to the original map. And the first major area we'll be taking a look at today is the castle courtyard or entrance. This is obviously where you first enter the castle at the beginning of the map, and where you spend a fair amount of time during the Easter egg. As you can see, we have a wall weapon here. We have oil traps on either side with oil loaded up in. We have the 3 lightning rods just waiting for the lightning sword upgrade. And you can just get a good look at the landscape, all the vegetation, all the stonework. You can see another wall weapon down there. We also have Elemental Pop. And on this side we have Melee Macchiato. I would say out of all the areas, this is one of the most breathtaking to look at finished, but it was definitely also one of the most tedious, just when it comes to all the little 1x1s, all the patterns, all the different colors, and also the architecture of this amazing front entrance. And now, moving within the castle walls, peep the chrome brick on top here. We have the entrance hall. This is where you will find Juggernog. You can find the mystery box here. This is where you will find the dragon sword upgrade and where you will come to do the upgrade. Now here's a little better look at the other side. You can see the entrance to the secret study there, even though that is not map accurate location. You have the crafting table there. You have armor buy right down there. And now moving on, we get to the most iconic room in this entire map, I'd say, which is the dining hall / the knight's hall. Now, building this section was an absolute blast, and once I built this section, I was definitely at the point where I was fully committed to building this map. You can see the Voltrade perk, you have the bomb coming through the roof. We actually have the doorway there where Franco is hiding behind, but we won't be seeing him today. And now moving even deeper into the castle, we have the Alchemy lab. Here you can see another armor wall buy, we have bookshelves, we have artifacts. You can see the crystals that you shoot to get one of the incantation artifacts during the Easter egg. And then that leads over to this destroyed hallway. And this hallway just leads to a dead end, which is a dead end in the map as well. And then that brings us to the sitting rooms, aka the living quarters, where you'll find the stamina perk, you can find another shotgun wall buy, and you can also find the page fragments from the Easter egg used for the point of power stat. And then we also have a staircase leading down to the lower level of the castle. And now we have moved down those steps and into the lower level, which will start with the Undercroft. Now, this is actually the first area that was constructed in this entire mock. This is obviously the pool room. This is the area where you take all those page fragments that we just collected and stamina up and take them to the book so you can do the point of power step during the Easter egg. This is another mystery box location. The Raven Sword incantation can be built here. And we also have the couch where you get the free bonus points from behind. We have another wall weapon. And yes, you will see multicolored bricks scattered throughout this lower level, and that is simply just support due to a lack of other gray pieces I had to accommodate with the other colors I had, just to make this build work on a budget, you know? So don't mind any of that. And now moving through the Undercroft will take you into the Oubliette room, also known as the Pack-a-Punch room. Here you can see the purple armor wall buy down here. You can see all the computers, the chemicals, and all the resources they were using for their syndicate experiments down in this room. You can see my custom Pack-a-Punch machine brick built. We even have the little chute that you take to get back to spawn, where you also shoot the Raven for one of the incantations. Sadly, we do not have a Lego Doppelgast hidden in this room, but honestly, that's probably a good thing. And for the final area of this build, we have the dungeon. Here you can see Craft's jail cell. You can see the Quick Revive machine. You can also get a little sneak peek into this tower, which is the hallway connecting the Knight's Hall and the entrance hall, actually. But this room has a lot of iconic scenes from the Easter egg, and also a lot of side Easter eggs can be found in this room. And the last little area we have is actually the light sword chamber, which is obviously not found in this section of the map, but I thought it was a very cool little addition to put in here as a little extra. Now, I actually also have this bonus area here, which sits right on top of the stamina room. And this is just kind of an out of the map spot on the original Citadel. But what I did here was actually turned it into an owl's throne room slash treasure room. And then also a destroyed tower on top of that. This is the only section in the entire castle that was kind of just completely free-handed. Everything else I straight up took pictures of the map and translated it over to Lego. And now here we have a full overview of the lower level of the castle. Can also get another look at the secret study over here. And you can also see the technique used to catch this window mid-blast. And one more area that I actually didn't mention yet as well is the shrine that I just kind of custom made. This is not part of the map, but once the idea came to me, I really liked it, and it turned out pretty nice. And then we have the other oil trap on this side, which apparently has been used. And now finally, we'll take an overview look at the entire exterior and also upper level interior. Now, like I said, this is the beginning of a series of maps. And with that being said, this map is actually near the end of its lifespan. And I will be beginning the next map in just a few weeks. And I will hint out right away that yes, it is a classic zombies map from the pre-Black Ops 3 era. That's as far as I will go with that, though. Alright, and now the castle is all back in one piece. And one last final addition are the upgraded swords and our Lego Primis crew. Now, I know Primis is not the crew that is in this map, but let's be honest, who prefers the BO6 crew over these guys? We have Dempsey, Takio, Richtofen, and Nikolai. Now, Dempsey and Takio are actually from Brick Tactical, which I highly recommend checking out if you want any custom Lego molds for a wide variety of video games, not even just Call of Duty. But these other two guys, they are just custom that I made out of my own guys. And we have the Stag Sword, Lion Sword, the Raven Sword, and the Dragon, with all of the incantations as well. But if you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching this video, and I really hope you've enjoyed my first ever Lego Call of Duty Zombies map mock of Citadelle Des Morts. Please like and subscribe, and please stay tuned, because like I said, many more maps will be coming in the future, and the next map will be starting very, very shortly. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.